Hello, shiny happy people, and welcome back to my channel. I'm the Cinema.Sewist, and on this channel, I'm creating a cinematic wardrobe utilizing a little bit of creativity and a whole lot of dedication. It is the most wonderful time of the year, at least for me. It's Halloween, and weirdly enough, we are only 5 days away from Halloween. I wanted to start this a lot earlier. But this month, everything kind of came in between, especially from work perspective. So I am only now starting on my Halloween costume because this Thursday is Halloween and also our office Halloween party. And for that, I am making my costume. And this year, I am actually making the costume, meaning not only doing all the makeup and stuff, but also making a proper costume, meaning a dress. So I'm giving away that little spoiler. It's going to be a dress. And also, I am giving away probably now for the first time. Okay, people are going to see it. This video actually probably after Halloween by the time I uploaded this. My Halloween costume for this year, which also, by the way, ties into my Make 9 because that's always my placeholder in the Make 9. The Halloween costume is based on a movie. So in this case, yeah, it's going to be based on a movie. It's not following the theme of designer and a movie. This one is just going to be from a movie. But yeah, I'm gonna tie this in to my Make 9. And this year, the theme of uh, my Halloween costume is going to be Gremlins. I am very excited this year because I am going to be Greta Gremlin. And this thought has been on my mind actually for a couple of years now. I have quite a few ideas, so I pretty much I'm covered for the next 5 Halloweens, if I'm being honest. There is always something that kind of tickles my fancy and that I want to do. And this year it is Greta Gremlin, although the theme had shifted. During the summer, I had decided for another costume. However, that figure, also from a movie, is a male character, and I cannot think of right now how to pull off the costume itself. The facial features are quite clear, and I also have the mask for it, but the costume itself is a bit of a challenge to modify that into a female version. And probably I'm going to do this next year. So next year you're going to know what I was actually thinking of this year. But for this year, I moved back to Gremlins and yeah, the female version, Greta Gremlin. And I can tell you quickly about, well, the movie itself. I think most people know Gremlins. So I think it's safe to skip this. Greta Gremlins actually is from the new batch. So the second Gremlins movie, she was not in the first movie. And it's kind of, to me, it's still kind of unclear because it ties in. Gremlins 2 is very much a comedy, and very much the first one is also a comedy, but the second one more so. And it goes very meta and it goes very into very weird avenues. But bearing all that, putting that aside, I'm going to be Greta Gremlin. And she was created as part of taking a serum from the lab that is in the second movie and then turns into this female character. Very colorful, very out there. And so I thought, yeah, let's do that this year. Let's go all in. And yeah, let's just go through the actual outfit, the pattern, and the fabric that I'm going to use. So let's get into it. Okay, so for the outfit, I think from what I've seen, it's been a while since I've seen Gremlins 2, to be very fair with you. So I don't know how many outfits she's having in the movie. I don't think there's that many. I think it more became a pop culture thing where it's like I know the wedding dress. I think that was a thing in the movie. And the actual outfit that I'm going to try and recreate. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But for my version, I'm going to make a red long dress, going very much into this type of diva style version of Greta Gremlin with yeah, I was thinking of making that like a slim I was looking for a slim dress, very long, and then just have that stand for itself, and then of course with the makeup it just ties in into itself. I had two different patterns in mind beforehand, and I've nailed down the choice to one over the other. And yeah, I can just talk to you about the pattern that I'm using. So the pattern is going to be the Starlet Gown from Gertie's Charm Patterns. Again, my very trusty resource for a lot of my makes, actually, because yeah, I like her pattern so much. And I really wanted to try this out. This came out end of last year. Or was it even the year before? It might have even been the year before. But anyway, it was yeah, I really liked the dress, but then I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And this year, when this costume kind of took shape in my head, I was like, I first wanted to go with the society dress that was in the same year of the Charm Patreon patterns coming out at the beginning of the year. But then I was like, I don't know, very long dress, a lot of yardage that you would need for this because I wanted them to have the version with the hood. And then I was like, okay, this doesn't work with the ears that I'm ultimately going to make. So I scrapped that idea, and then I saw the Starlet Gown and I was like, yeah, that's the better option, the better version, because it has this very slim look, this very kind of elegant look. And also it has this nice feature that you can leave it in the back with a low back, like nothing there except for some trim, some rhinestone trim. And I decided on that version now for my costume. And yes, I'm actually very excited to try this out, and let's see how much fabric I'm going to need. It's going to be a lot less than the society dress, which I actually appreciate, because also I was also thinking I like the society dress with the long sleeves, with the kind of like bishop sleeves, but then it's also, again, I'm in Miami, Florida, and it's while the temperatures are getting better, it's not that hot anymore. It's still kind of like, especially with this fabric, which I'm going to show you in a second, it's still a stretch to go that route. So yeah, I've now opted for the Starlet Gown without sleeves, and yeah, we'll see how that goes and how that's going to look ultimately at the end. I'm contemplating then also with the sleeves, like with my arms in particular for the costume, if I should go with doing the full body paint or if not. I did it halfway before for the Mystique that I did 2 years ago. So there I did do a little bit of body painting and also going like with this kind of area, the neck area, just going deeper into the paint. we'll see what I'm gonna do. You will see that all coming together because I think this is the first time I'm also gonna film myself putting on the makeup in the morning. This is going to be very interesting because it ends with me getting up at 4:30 in the morning and then doing all of this. It's like a 2-hour job, I'm hoping. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's the pattern that I'm going to use. I did put up some pictures for you to see the idea behind it. And now let's get to the very nice part, the fabric. The fabric. I opted for Kiki Textiles again. I did mention her shop from, what was it? Yeah, from my sewing plans from August, September. And not to worry, the reveal is coming shortly. I'm still working on the Death Becomes Her, and before that is not finished, I'm not putting that out there. So it's going to be in the end like 3 months worth of sewing content. And I was a little lazy, like I said, this month, especially this month, went by like it was pretty much a blur because I had a lot of work and yeah, it was very challenging. But anyway, the fabric that I have chosen is again this silky satin spandex from Kiki Textiles. And this is in the bright red, going with the theme. Um, the thing is, this is a four-way stretch, but it's not very stretchy in the horizontal area. It's more like this way. So up to down it's very stretchy, and I'm thinking right now if I might cut everything on the cross grain instead because of that fact, at least for the top part portion of the dress. I need to see. I have bought 5 yards because at first I wanted to do the society dress, but I already had 2 yards. So I'm looking right now at my cutting table. It's already laid out 2 yards with the traced pattern at the moment. But yeah, I'm thinking which way I want to cut this, especially for the sake of yeah, for the sake of this dress. We'll see. I'm still contemplating. I'm gonna spontaneously decide once I'm there. But then also the good news is I have a lot of fabric on this, so I can experiment, I guess. So that's what's going to happen. Like I said, it's going to be the low back version, and I can already show you because that's also very much fun. I bought this on Amazon just I think last week. So this is it is quite a more subtle little trim. Let's see if that can focus. Yes, wonderful. So this is going to be like, and I'm going to, instead of 3 rows, I might even do 5 rows of this because I have 5 times 1 yard of this trim. So I think I like the contrast with the green and then the red. And yeah, it is a little bit the Christmassy combination, but then again, it's also Christmas soon. And I would like to recycle this dress even for a Christmas party, the office party, where we usually have like ugly sweater contests. But since I'm not really doing ugly sweaters, I was thinking of then rehacking this into a Christmassy version of the same dress. And I'm going to show that to you as well once the time comes around. But in the meantime, we are going to get started on Operation Greta Gremlin, and we are going to make an epic Starlet Gown. And you're going to see all of the stuff that I'm doing as well in terms of the actual costume. What I did do also is I have one ear at the moment. So you're going to see this is kind of what it's going to look like. And I've decided to make them extra large because, yeah, extra large means more fun. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I am going to put you in the loop on this. And yeah, very excited, very short on time, but that makes it even funnier, right? So without further ado, let's jump right on in. All right, so we are going to start cutting. Like I said, I had already laid out the first piece of the silky, what is it, silky satin spandex. This is the first 2 yards, but since I've just done it on camera, like demonstrating to you that the fabric stretches a lot more in actually the length direction instead of the width direction, which is kind of weird because in the width of the fabric it hardly stretches at all, which is a bit of a problem if you have a very tightly fitted dress. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to cut everything on the cross grain. I'm going to cut everything on the cross grain, and then we will see how much of yardage I actually need. So, particularly for the top, I'm going with the cross grain. The skirt itself, I think we can leave in, although I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I should do that at the cross grain too, because I don't want it to droop so much. I want it more stable in the length. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut everything on the cross grain. Yes, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put you on time lapse so you can witness all of this, but in a fraction of the time that it actually is going to take me to cut out. So enjoy. Turns out when I was cutting out the dress in the end, cutting this on the cross grain was the best decision because it ensured that the length would stay intact, especially on the skirt. Now you see me here with the first piece cutting part of the skirt and then cutting these on a little bit of an angle, which used quite a bit of fabric, but I still have plenty of this fabric left for something else. All right, and we're back. I have cut out everything as you've seen. What I did do was I've cut out the pieces for the top of the dress twice, so they function as lining as well. So it's going to be kind of lined in the same fabric, if you know what I mean. And now I can get started on the sewing. I'm very excited. I hope this comes together fairly quickly. It should. But yes, this is what we're doing this afternoon. I'm going to put you on time lapse and you can see the progress. I'm going to have the instruction video on in the background, so I'm going to sew hopefully with the video going back and forth. It's going to be good. Yes, time lapse. Let's go. Putting the dress together was simpler than I actually thought in the beginning. I expected this to be a quick sew. I was hoping for it to be a quick sew, and it turned out it was. This is more me putting together the lining and the outer at the same time. You can't tell the difference because the lining is the same fabric, but that meant you had to do everything twice, putting the top together, the top pieces, and then putting both pieces together and turning them right side out in the end. I followed the instruction from Gertie's video and it all worked smoothly, so no complaints there. And yes, this was actually a very satisfying sew in the end, I would say. Here you see me in the evening. I continued on the skirt. I took a little bit of a break after the top, putting that together, and now doing all these long seams of the skirt, which also no issues whatsoever putting this together. And yeah, in the end I just couldn't wait to put the whole thing together with the top and yeah, making this the Starlet gown for the costume. Yeah, you see me here, more long seams, putting everything together. I did watch a movie in the end, and yeah, that's it. Okay, we have an assembled dress, and Yeah, this looks amazing, I must say. This is really, really majestic, almost, this dress. I am super happy with this. Let me show you from the back. This is the back side for now. Obviously, I still need to attach the trim in the end. Let me just get the skirt in line here. Okay, that's better. Yes, so this is the assembled dress for now. I'm gonna let this hang overnight because according to the instruction you should let this hang 24 hours, then try it on and see if the hem becomes uneven, so that we could potentially even the hem out. But this already looks pretty good. I didn't fully press it yet, so you may see a little bit of, yeah, it's still not fully pressed and perfect, but this has to do for tonight. I'm happy that I got this far. So Greta Gremlin is taking shape, and I'll continue tomorrow. Good night. Hello again and good morning. It's almost noon, that's why quotation marks, but I wanted to show you the Starlet Gown as worn by me from, yeah, the current state, how it looks. I must say, I think I'm in love, but I'm going to show you. So this is it. I hope the microphone doesn't pick up anything weird because I've added it to the cowl neck now. I love this cowl neck. It's so pretty. I'm going to tip you down for a second just so you see how long the dress is. So this is actually floor length at the moment. But yeah, I really, really like this. The back, you can see here. I'm wearing a bra at the moment because I did not want to have nipples on show without a bra. But I'm actually even contemplating wearing this with the bra, because if you have a matching bra, I don't think it's that bad that you can see it. But yeah, I'm just brainstorming in my head a little bit. But yeah, this is so pretty. And this was such a satisfying sew, I must say. This came together fairly quickly, fairly easily. The silky satin spandex from Kiki Textiles is gorgeous to work with when you use it the right way, I must say. Because my spontaneous thought of cutting everything on the cross grain was actually the right thing to do, because from this pattern it said that you should have the stretch obviously in the width and not and barely any in the length, and this is how it now resulted with me cutting everything on the cross grain. But if I had cut everything along with the selvage edge, it would have been that the stretch would have gone into the length, which is never a good idea, especially because this is also a fairly heavyweight fabric. So if you have all right, It is the night before Halloween. I came home late, of course, and I still have work to do because I was procrastinating, of course. So now I am actually setting up here to prepare the ears. I think it's this I showed in the intro to my make. I had bought some adhesive foam sheets in green, and then I figured because if you look at Greta Gremlin, she has like beige inner ears. It's just the green is just on the outside, more or less. So I bought also some beige foam sheets, and two should be enough for making this happen. These are not adhesive, so I need some glue to stick them on. But I will continue right now and just prepare the two ears, and then hopefully tomorrow everything will come together fine. I will also paint a little bit. So I got some purple paint for actually the veins that well, it looks kind of veins, like the contour of the ears, and then also a little brown to maybe add a little bit of shading to the inner ear. We'll see how it goes. I'll put you on time lapse. You can see what I do, how I do, and yeah, then I'll see you tomorrow for getting all of this together for Halloween. Exciting. Tomorrow's Halloween. Let's go. Crafting the ears. So that process actually was a repetition. I did like 4 ears in green in the end, and then I did another 2 for that beige part, like I said, and then with the darker brown I created some shading. As you can see here, I used a harder brush to just make it look a little bit more structured, and then I also used the purple for the veins, and that's it. Those are the ears. And good morning. We are getting there. It's the moment of truth, the hour of truth. This is going to take a while. So I am prepared. I'm wearing the dress, and I usually put the dress on first and then do the makeup. I don't do it the other way around because once this is all in shape, getting that over my head, no. And we'll see how it goes. I'm a little worried about the ears, how to fixate them. I tried it with bobby pins. It's very wonky though, but we got 2 gremlin ears. There you go. And yeah, I'm going to start off with the contacts, and I'm going to put you on time lapse, and you're going to see the whole process of me hopefully turning into Greta Gremlin. So stay tuned. All right, around 2 hours later, this is what my bathroom looks like right now. So yeah, gonna have to clean up tonight. But on a brighter note, Greta Gremlin. I have the honor. And there you have my full transformation from the plain old me to Greta Gremlin. I hope you enjoyed seeing this. It was super fun. I really enjoyed being out there as Greta Gremlin on Halloween. And yeah, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Make sure to stay tuned and join for more soon. Bye!